and welcome here to Talk FCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we do have a lot to cover. Because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about quotes from Joan Laporta, about quotes from Javier Tebas, and believe me, there is plenty that I have to say about that. We're also going to be talking about player sales, and in particular, some of the quotes that we've been hearing over the past few days when it comes to players who look to be refusing to leave this summer, and we are also going to be discussing another twist in the Ousmane Dembélé saga. I'm going to be laying it all on the line. Today, it's all covered. So let's do it. Because if we do indeed start with Joan Laporta, and indeed the quotes that we've been hearing from him over the past 48 hours, and for me, he seems right now pretty frustrated, pretty agitated by the club's position and in terms of the support or lack of it that they're getting from La Liga ahead of the summer transfer window. Because Laporta came out there and spoke very openly about the financial fair play rules in La Liga. He said the rules are a hindrance. They're a limitation on the club. He said we have no support whatsoever from La Liga. He said the rules in this league are very, very tough compared with all the other countries because they want to urge us to do an operation that they want us to do. And of course he was talking there about the CVC deal. He said it is an obstacle that we must overcome. And he actually elaborated on that and actually said, look, in summary, according to La Liga, even with a revenue of 600 million, even with all the money that Barça can bring in as a club and are bringing in now, he said we would still not have a salary margin. He said that is the latest news that we have right now. And like I say, he is frustrated. Which brings me on to Javier Tebas, the president of La Liga, and I just find his personal views and his policies unbelievable. Because whilst the league as a whole, and it's not only Barça, are struggling with the financial restrictions and the salary cap and all of this stuff, Javier Tebas is far too busy crying about Mbappe. Since Mbappe decided to stay at PSG, it's like all of his focus, all of his attention is on that. He can't believe that happened. And of course, Javier Tebas is, it's no secret, a Real Madrid fan. And who knew that actually, without restrictions, with nobody telling PSG what they can, what they can't do, there's no restrictions from UEFA. Liga 1 are not going to stop them from keeping Mbappe. That's what they want to happen. PSG could offer what they liked. Who knew that if your own league there didn't actually restrict you, didn't actually stop you from keeping your best players, who knew that you could then keep them? And I just look at what Tebas has been saying there about PSG, about this Mbappe issue, how angry he is about the way that Mbappe didn't come to La Liga, because the day before Mbappe made his decision, Tebas told us all, if Mbappe doesn't join Real Madrid, every team in this league, they will suffer. Just compare those words with Barça, when he and the league were responsible for the salary cap that forced Messi away from Barça. What did he say then? What was his response to helping kick Messi out of his own league? Oh, they didn't care then. Tebas said that won't hurt us. It's not a problem for us, Messi leaving. We're more than just one player. But now when it comes to Real Madrid, now when it comes to Mbappe, oh, suddenly, now that's a problem. I see exactly how this works. And it's just incredibly frustrating that in every other league in the European elite, there are clubs spending unbelievable money that they don't even earn. It's not even as if they're spending money here that they're generating. It's owners, it's people there pumping money into the club. Yet Barça are in a position right now whereby we can't even spend the money that our own club is generating. We can't even have a salary margin despite these record-breaking sponsorship deals, despite the fact that we are significantly reducing salary. La Liga are so insistent on restricting us, and it's just so frustrating. Which brings me on to the other issue that Barça are facing right now, and that is that many players who are under contract at this club, we do indeed want them to leave. We have made it very, very clear that they will not be in our plans, but because of those golden contracts, because of those lovely big contracts that were offered out to them by Bartomeu, could they actually dig their heels in and stay this summer? Clement Lenglet has been told by Xavi that he doesn't count on him for the coming season, that he has no part of his plans, but it is believed in the media right now that Lenglet, who has a contract until 2026, yes, Bartomeu gave him a contract until 2026, he is apparently very comfortable and happy where he is. Oscar Mingueza has said that although he's been told that he's not part of Xavi's plans, he still plans to do pre-season with the club before making any decision about his future. He said we're going to see what happens after that. You've got Miralem Pjanic, who of course went out on loan this season, but he'll return in the summer. He was asked there about rumours linking him to a return to Italy, but he said no. I imagine right now staying in Barcelona for another 2 years, finishing the contract that I've got here, and only then will we see. And it's exactly the same with Martin Braithwaite, who said it's not something that I'm thinking about right now. I'm not thinking about leaving the club. I've got 2 years remaining on my contract, and in football you never know, but I'm very calm right now. And of course these players are calm. I am not saying here that it's these players' faults that they were given huge contracts. I'm not saying here that it's Braithwaite's fault that he earns massive money for actually what he contributes to this team. That Pjanic there is actually, if he returns, one of the highest earning players at this club. I'm not saying that it's their fault. We all know that the responsibility and the blame lies at the door of Bartomeu, and we can't change that. I would love to change the past because there are many, many things that we would go back and change about him. But one thing I would say about demanding to stay, seeing out your contract, that of course, like I say, you can do, but that does say, basically, I've got no interest in playing football. Because the question then that I would ask, particularly with those players ahead of the World Cup, those players whose countries are going to be in it at the end of the year, are you really telling me right now that in order to see out that nice contract, you're going to go without any football? And that will happen, by the way. Don't think that these players here can say, oh, I'm going to stay and I'll work my way into the team. It won't happen. Braithwaite, Xavi has already made it clear, ever since he arrived, Braithwaite will be nowhere near this team. 2 appearances all year under Xavi, totaling 24 minutes. So are you telling me now that ahead of a World Cup year, with just months to go, are you therefore going to play no football? And is that going to help your chances arriving for your country at that tournament? And that's a question that these players are going to have to ask themselves. Which only then leaves the topic of Ousmane Dembélé. Because like we said over the past few days, this is a saga that has gone on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It looked like he was on his way to PSG. Moussa Sissoko had a number of meetings with the club. He looked finally set to get the big contract and the big bonus that he was looking for. Everything looked set for Dembélé to arrive in Paris. But apparently, that's not happening, because the new sporting director that PSG are going to bring in, Luis Campos, very, very highly rated sporting director, apparently he does not want Dembélé. It's said that Campos is only focused on players who bring a lot of potential and also put football first in their lives. And for that reason, he does not want to sign Dembélé for Paris Saint-Germain, and as such, their interest in him may come to an end. And this, of course, comes after Bayern did show interest in Dembélé. They did have a look at him, but as soon as they heard what he wanted, the demands that he was asking for, they simply ran for the hills. And as time goes on here, Dembélé and Moussa Sissoko are their options getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Of course, Chelsea remains an option, reuniting, of course, with Thomas Tuchel, the coach he was so successful under at Borussia Dortmund. But of course, this time it would be in the Premier League. Would Dembélé make that move, and would he thrive in English football? And Barca right now still haven't completely closed the door, as every single week we seem to hear about a new final meeting, about one final chance to renew Dembélé. But as time goes on, it continues to run and run and run. But what I would say about all this is, as the clubs here, PSG, Bayern, if they do start to fall away, what I don't want to happen then is actually Moussa Sissoko to come back to the club and say, okay, are you going to pay my demands? Are you going to pay this? Are you going to pay this? Because as those offers fall away, suddenly then, the power, it shifts. Because there's no way that you can make the kind of outrageous demands when clearly you've not got a load of suitors, you've not got a load of clubs here falling over you to pay what you're asking for, and if anything, as time goes on, Barca's offer, they may even go the other way. They may actually say here, look, you didn't want to accept that then, now we're not going to have that on the table. We're going to start to change the goalposts as well, because you can't have it both ways. And I just hope at the end of all this, that this drama, this saga, it comes to an end. Because as we've discussed in today's video, this club has genuine problems, genuine obstacles that we have to overcome, and so much to get through this summer. And we cannot afford to be wasting time, to be toing and froing with an agent there who only wants a big bonus. And we are going to have to see, in these days to come, what the final decision is going to be. Please let me know, guys, all of your thoughts in the comments down below, and I really am interested to know what your thoughts right now are on this situation in La Liga with the salary cap, with those words from Tebas, with the words from Laporta, and all of those players who seem to be saying, well, I'm not leaving, I have a contract, and I will stay. Let me know your thoughts on that, and everything we have discussed. Thank you, though, for coming back and watching, and there will be more news, because we will make progress this summer, whatever it takes. I will see you soon, but until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.